When you have malnutrition, it sets up a breeding ground for anything. You are left defenseless.
If people can't have food, there would be insecurity. It's a consequence of it. It becomes survival of the fittest.
It's been more than 20 years since Somalia has had a properly functioning government. The nation's instability has caused hundreds of thousands to flee here into neighbouring Kenya. A cruel combination of war and drought has brought more than 450,000 Somalis to the camps in Dadaab, making it the largest concentration of refugees in the world. Families show up with next to nothing. Some of them are starving. Food rations are doled out every 2 weeks. It's a logistical challenge strained by waves of ravenous arrivals. A supplemental feeding program for school-aged children is aimed at curbing malnutrition. But children still die.
Nobody has a crystal ball on the projections for what we need by 2050. But in general, we assume we need to produce about twice as much of everything. What that actually means in terms of food is that in the next 40 years, we need to produce as much food as we have in the last 8,000. If we look forward at what the impact of food production is likely to be, it's going to be similar to what we've had in the past. And what that means is that for every 2 acres that we bring into food production, we throw 1 acre away, which means we can't farm it anymore. It's degraded beyond repair. It turns into barren land that's often very hard, doesn't allow tree growth, etc. That's what much of the world is going to turn into unless we start changing the way we produce food. As a continent, Africa probably has more of the poorer performing farmers than anywhere else in the world. That's something that we really need to be turning around, or else Africa is going to be even more problematic going forward than it has been to date.
Chronic hunger is widespread in East Africa. Relentless drought has the region toiling to produce enough food. Charles Mutia and his wife face another tough year trying to feed their 10 children.
We have a drought of 3 to 2 years. This peas, maize, cowpeas, they never did well because of rains, shortage of rains. We have boreholes about 6 kilometers away from here. But they dry up. They are not enough. They were made when the population was not so much. I have 20 cows. Some of them die. They die when there is drought. Can you see the maize have dried, cowpeas dried, green grams also dried. We don't have much, they are very little. This year is less than a sack, maybe 50 kilograms of maize. Less than a sack.
The struggles of people on both sides of the Kenya-Somalia border offer a window into a bleak future.
What you've been seeing from Somalia is going to happen in all those countries, all the way across from the Red Sea to the Atlantic Ocean. You've just seen a fraction of what is going to happen in the next 10 and 20 years. And there are going to be more and more ecological refugees.
Young children are the most vulnerable. Saad Siat had just arrived at the camp after crossing the Somali desert with his family. He was half the weight of a healthy 2-year-old, brought to the hospital feverish and convulsing, symptoms of pneumonia ravaging his wasted body. While his mother was away tending to her other 7 children, Dr. Salim noticed something was wrong.
Tell Kilonzo to give me a number bag. He's gasping. He's gasping. Mama. Mama. Mama, please, 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 Mama, please. Fine, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Listen to the heart. Is there any heartbeat? There isn't. The kind of conditions that we get here are quite chronic. We have kids who are malnutrition, who are less than 6 months, something that should never happen anywhere in this world. It should be unheard of.
For now, farmers grow enough food to feed the planet. All 7 billion of us. The problem is that food isn't reaching the poor. By mid-century, 2 billion more people will be added to the world's poorest countries. This will make efforts to vanquish hunger only more difficult.
It is quite difficult to work here, to see kids die, to see them suffering, to be in a place that you can't do anything about.